Hey gang, guess what I did today? I had to go shopping. So I went to Walmart shopping, and before I start doing the actual haul, I'm gonna let you know that there are a couple things that I did not find at Walmart, so I'm gonna try to go to my other grocery store. I could not find dill, pearl barley, or my block of Romano or Parmesan cheese, or pie dough. I forgot about the pie dough. I didn't even look for that, so I'm sorry. The pie dough was for Mom because she's gonna make she has a recipe for quiche that she wants to do. So, I have to go and look for that. I'm supposed to take the car over to her friend Carla's to use tomorrow since I'm off work, and the grocery store that I want to go to that might have these items, and in fact I know they have these items, I should say, is right around the corner from Carla. So let's get to the haul because I don't want spoilage or meltdown, even though the temperature in my house is a beautiful 72 degrees, but I can feel the humidity seeping in from outside because the humidity level right now is kind of on the high side due to we've been having storm fronts passing through for the last couple of days. In fact, I think ever since Saturday, they've been passing through. But here we go. All these foods that I got, all these foods that we got, or I got, I should say, are for the Nordic way. So they're all basically supposed to be part of the dietary stuff. I know there's going to be one or two items where people are going to be like, how is that dietary? Well, I don't know. I'm just trying out some of the recipes from the book. But the first item is parsley. I needed parsley. I needed dill, but I couldn't find dill at Walmart. One of the recipes calls for purple or red grapes. Now, I know, according to what one of the dietitians told Jerry Ann, that grapes are not good because they're little balls of sugar. They're natural sugar. That's the thing. According to the information I've been reading, natural sugars, as long as you don't consume a whole bunch of it at once, grapes will not be too bad. Grapes by themselves, yes. But grapes with a balanced meal, no, they won't be too bad. I got myself a bag of iceberg lettuce mix. So it's got iceberg, red cabbage, and carrots. Now I know that I've been having some issues because of my teeth and whatnot, especially with my dentures in. I have difficulty swallowing lettuce because it wants to get up underneath the palate, so it's in between the plate and my the roof of my mouth, which makes it hard for me to swallow and gives me other issues. But I'm going to try to cut it up really fine and see how that works. I want to try to eat the salad because it's good for me. And I have to try to find my cold stuff because I'm gonna have to take a break to put it away. Well, nah. As long as I do it quick enough and not dilly-dally with talking, I should be able to do this. Mom wanted some hamburger helper on the days that she doesn't like the flavor or the taste of whatever I'm making. We do have some hamburger helper, but Mom doesn't like that particular hamburger helper. She doesn't like the taco hamburger helper or the lasagna hamburger helper. We ate the lasagna, or I ate what I made, but Mom didn't like it because it had a tomatoey flavor to it. And I went, oh, okay. I thought it was just bland and needed some spices, but that's me. So I got her the double cheeseburger mac. Not good for you because it's processed. Then she also wanted some creamy garlic and shells. So I got 2 packs of those for her. And then I wanted to try to make banana bread, because when I was rearranging my freezer a little bit, I noticed that Jerry-Ann had mashed and froze some bananas that were starting to overripe. So I'm gonna defrost those and mix it in with the bread, the banana bread. Now, I have to look at this real quick. Oh, okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. First 3 ingredients are good ingredients. Enriched bleached flour, wheat flour, malted barley, which is good for you. And of course, you know, all the different other things in flour. Sugar, dried bananas, wheat starch. So basically, if the first 4 items or the first 3 items are a healthy item, like enriched flour, because it's wheat flour and malted barley, dried banana, sugar, wheat starch. Once you get past those 3 or 4 items, if they're all good for you, it's a good item. Some of my recipes call for either sliced or crushed almonds. I could not find whole almonds to basically do my own cutting and breaking down. So I figured I'd get sliced almonds. That way, if they need to be crushed or pommelized or granulated or whatever you want to put it, at least, because for the most part, I didn't see any recipes that said whole almonds. They all said like either sliced, diced, or crushed. So that's good. I'm gonna start taking like quick snacks for me at work. So if I get hungry, I'm at least trying to control my diet. So I grabbed 4 packages of the Starkest Tuna Creations. I grabbed 2 urban garlic because I didn't have any, and 2 lemon pepper because I didn't have any. And I love these 2, so those will be good snacks because I can take them to work and just eat them straight out of the pouch and not have to worry about heating or taking time away from work. Yeah, I didn't pack everything. I've got like maybe half to a quarter loaf of sourdough bread, so I got another loaf of the sourdough bread. This is supposed to be one of the good ones. I know the one we have over there, which is the generic store-bought one, is a good choice. But this one's nice because it's thinly sliced. It's not like big, thick pieces of bread. So it makes great sandwich breads. No sugar, no added, basically it's no artificial preservatives, no artificial coloring or flavor, no high fructose corn syrup. Right there, the label says it all. I mean, and then trying to find the ingredients. Enriched wheat flour, flour, malted barley, flour, reduced iron. Okay. Riboflavin. Basically, there is no water, yeast, soybean oil, natural flavor, cultured wheat flour, salt, wheat gluten, sugar grain, virgin sugar grain, soy lactate, and soy citric acid, and rye. That's the base ingredients for sourdough. And then because one of the recipes calls for wheat bread, or not wheat bread, take that back. One of my recipes calls for rye bread. Now, Mom's willing to try it as long as it doesn't have the caraway seeds. So I just got Jewish rye soft. And this is also basically pretty much yeah, there's only one or two items in here, but that's towards the very end that I would have a little question about, and that is the MSG and the molasses. So only two things in here that I would be like, I don't know if that's, but those are towards like the end of the list of things. Now that I'm trying to do this health thing, I'm paying more and more attention to the ingredients, because one of the things that the book says is read your ingredients. If within the first 4 items, if it's an artificial preservative or something of an artificial nature, you may not want to consume it, because the fact that it might not be good for the blood sugars and those kind of things. Let's see here. One of the things that I got, and I was mildly surprised, because I was like, okay, I want to try the recipe because I've never had salmon before, and the recipe sounds good. And so Mom looked online for prices, and she found out that the lowest price they have for salmon is basically like $9. So I went looking for salmon, and I got, it's not even 1 full pound, and it's $10.14 for 0.99 pound. And the actual price on here is, and this is Atlantic salmon skinless. So they basically took the skin, the bone, and pretty much most of the bones out. You may or may not find 1 or 2 of those little itty bitty bones but it's a farm raised salmon. Okay, so it's farm raised. Grill it, fry it, boil it, 6-minute cook time. The overall original price was $10.24. That's not bad, because I was like, I heard all kinds of like, oh yeah, salmon's expensive. You're gonna be paying like $20 for a pound worth of salmon. I went, what? But no, I was happy to see, and it's a nice pink color to it. You know, and of course I looked at the back and went, oh, there's hardly any ingredients. The ingredients basically is Atlantic salmon, color added through feeding. So it's just salmon and water. Salmon and whatever the salmon was fed. Not bad. I really want to try this, because if I like salmon and we can find more healthy salmon dishes, and salmon, and this is like, it looks like 2 fillets. You can barely see where they were overlaid. So there's like 2 fillets there. And if Mom don't like it, but Jerry Ann and I do, well, we might have salmon as a treat once in a while. Excuse me. Look, Jerry, I'm drinking water. That was me being a smart aleck. I didn't know how much egg whites Mom has. So I got another carton of egg whites. If we got enough in the refrigerator, we'll just stick this in the freezer, because we've done that before. But a lot of the dishes that I've read about and whatnot call for egg whites. Not the yolk, just the whites. There's a couple of dishes in there that call for a whole egg. But for the most part, it's egg whites. And I'm like, well, if I can buy a liquid egg whites, or egg whites that have been separated from the yolk, I'm going to go that way. That way I don't have to go through the process of trying to separate the yolk and the white and hoping I don't break the yolk, and, well, there goes that egg. That effector, when you separate the yolk from the egg, from the white, what do you do with the yolk? You've got all that yolk and nothing to do with. Are you just going to yolk it up? Ha ha ha. Me, bad attempt at jokes. Mom wanted some more fish sticks, so I got more fish sticks because we're out. That, in fact, there was a meal that I was thinking about making, and I still don't know if I am or not, that calls for codfish. Now, I don't know if I have codfish in the house. I know that we've got a package of some sort of fish fillets. I don't know if they're cod or not. So, but Mom wanted the fish sticks anyhow. I knew we were running low on fish patties, breaded fish, the Gordon's breaded fish. They're whole fillets, not minced, which actually that's true because we eat them a lot. Wild caught Alaskan pollock. No, that's not it because there's a lot here. I don't put the prices for everything down like Jerry Ann does, but I will tell you that this particular shopping spree, because it's a lot of health food, a lot of natural foods, it actually was cheaper than I thought because I thought it was going to run close to 125. It was about 113, thereabouts. And my budget was about 125, so I'm glad I didn't go over budget. Trying to get some more of this stuff off the floor so I don't have to stop and do this every few minutes. I talked to Jerry Ann the other night, and I told her about my plans, and I told her about the information I read, and I told her that the meal that we had last night, me and Mom had Aunt Helen's Parmesan chicken with julienne potatoes, basically a julienne potato au gratin. And I realized as I was eating dinner, if I would take the potatoes and change it to a different vegetable like broccoli, and then I added a slice of bread or some other type of carbohydrate. Sorry, that word for some reason is difficult for me to say. It would have been right along the lines of the Nordic diet or the Nordic way information, because it would have been a 2-to-1 ratio carb to protein, because the chicken would have been protein. Actually, the carb was right there on the chicken, the breading with the cheese, the Parmesan cheese would have been a carbohydrate, and then your vegetable would have, depending on the vegetable, certain vegetables are considered carbohydrates because of their nutrient factor or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the words were, but I was like, I've already made my first Nordic way type meal to a certain point. It would have been more, because I don't know if the potato would have been considered carbohydrate or not, but it was almost pretty much a 1-to-1 ratio. The thing is, probably should have had some sort of green, like broccoli or some sort of green vegetable, basically, because they tell you to eat as much green vegetable as possible. Not every meal has a leafy green, but then I was reading the fact of that. I was reading some of the recipes, and it tells you on the bottom of the recipe what the carb to protein ratio is, and some of the meals were either like 3 carbs to 1 protein, or 1 carb to 5 proteins, depending on what it was. And then, of course, they were also saying in the book that protein actually helps the brain, because they did a study. Everything they've done in the book was on a study base. They did a study before they actually did the book. But the study base was people who ate more proteins, more red meats, surprisingly. Their brain synapses, the connection between neurons and whatnot, was faster than people who did not eat a high protein diet. And the people who weren't eating a high protein diet were a little bit slower. Their neurons weren't firing as fast as people who had a high protein diet. So I just kind of went, oh, maybe that's my problem. I'm not eating enough of a balanced protein diet. Now, they also tell you that with any diet, you need to have some sort of physical exercise, whether it's you're burning off a lot of the fatty type tissue or whatnot because of your activities. And I'm like, well, I know the reason why I'm not at least 10 pounds heavier is because of the fact that I don't sit down. Now, I can tell you that my gut came about after I moved to New York. And now I'm not blaming anybody or anything like that, but part of the reason why is because, for the most part, I didn't have any activity outside the house. And because I didn't have to worry about coming home and taking care of the house, not because of the fact that it wasn't my house, but for the most part, her father, my father-in-law, God bless him, great cook, great person, but his meals were like any good Italian meal. It was heavily laced with pasta and starches, and yeah, that's what happened. So anyhow, continuing on with the foods, and please don't take what I just said as a dig towards Italians or possibly, heavily starched laced meals. It's just something that happened to me. It may or may not happen to you. You might have a different lifestyle. Who knows? Anyhow, I got myself a jar of apple jelly. 2 reasons why. This is my favorite type of jelly. And, well, I don't know. I just like apple jelly. I like mixed fruit jelly, but you can't find mixed fruit jelly anymore unless you find the little bitty cups at Denny's, which we end up stealing because, mom likes it too. But the ingredients are not that good. Apple juice, high fructose corn syrup, not a good thing. Corn syrup, fruit pectin, and citric acid. So one of the things I did learn is, even though I like this, dang it, I forgot to grab it. I was going to buy a jam. Like, I've eaten strawberry jam. I like that. I wanted to try an apricot jam, and I just forgot to grab it. So I might grab it when I go to my other grocery store for the 4 things that I did not see or find at Aldi's. Now, or not Aldi's. Not Aldi's. Walmart. Now, a lot of the recipes call for what they call pearl barley. Now, I don't know what pearl barley is. I don't know if that's a brand name or what, but I could not find pearl barley. And I didn't think about the factor that I could run over to the other grocery store to see if they have pearl barley. But I grabbed the box by Quaker, and it's called Quick Barley. And basically, according to the information on the back of this, oh, well, I'll be darned. I should have read this before I started talking. This is Quaker's Pearled Barley Combines Whole Grain Goodness. So this is pearl barley. Did not say that on the front of the box when I was reading it. I should have read the back before coming home. But this is pearl barley. All right. See the little. That's pearl barley. So this can be used for various recipes in the Nordic Way book. And it has a recipe on the back for making quick and healthy vegetable barley soup or chicken barley chili. Cool. So I did grab pearl barley, not realizing what it was. See, this is what happens to me sometimes when I don't know what I'm looking for. Because when I heard the words pearled barley, I was thinking about barley that was in a small little ball that looked like a pearl. And that, in fact, I didn't know until today what barley looked like. So I did grab the pearl barley. I can scratch it off my list. Yay! Where is that list? I was going to go through that list before doing this, but since I thought, yeah, Dad, I know, and I'm not going to repeat it. My dad's voice just went through my head. He had an old saying about thought. So I grabbed those, I grabbed that. I'm just gonna quickly mark off everything that I know I grabbed. Okay. So excuse me for just a quick second. So basically everything on the lower half of the page I got. Okay. So there's only 3 things that I did not grab. Okay, cool. Yeah, moving along. I grabbed some yogurt. I grabbed 2 different types of Greek yogurt. Actually 3, if I don't want to count that one over there. But I grabbed a Greek yogurt tiramisu because it's like tiramisu. I love tiramisu. I got to try that. And then another thing of bananas and cream, or banana cream yogurt. And they're the Light and Fit Greek yogurt. The reason why Light and Fit is because it was the closest thing that I could find to low fat. Because they say grab low fat Greek yogurt. I figured Light and Fit was low fat. So let me just take a quick gander at the ingredients. Cultured non-fat milk, water, fructose, less than 1%, coffee powder. Okay, doesn't sound too bad. Same with this, except for instead of having coffee powder, it's banana puree. The other yogurt I grabbed was just a Light and Fit original Greek yogurt vanilla. The reason why I grabbed vanilla is I couldn't find plain. And I figured, well, vanilla is probably the closest thing to plain. And it does say that you can mix non-flavored with flavored yogurt to give it a balance. I also grabbed some roasted garlic hummus because the roasted garlic hummus that I had in my refrigerator somehow disappeared when 2 particular people left for Texas. I wonder who those people can be. Jerry, Lisa. I didn't mind the fact that they took it. I just wish they would have let me know let me know that they were going to take it. Of course, at the time, I did not realize how soon I was going to be getting into the actual cooking aspect of my Nordic Way book. And a couple of recipes call for hummus. And they were out of regular hummus, like just plain hummus. And I knew the garlic hummus was the one flavored hummus that we liked, or I liked. The other thing I grabbed, because it's in the Nordic Way diet plan, was low-fat cottage cheese small curds. Now, I've only tried cottage cheese once, and that was plain, no fruit, no flavor, no other ingredients, and I went, no thanks, it just doesn't taste appealing. Well, because the cottage cheese is supposed to be part of a diet plan, so it'll be mixed with other foods, I figured I'll try it. The other thing I grabbed, that it's kind of a staple around here, even though we don't eat a lot of it, but there's a lot of the recipes that call for rolled oats. So I went and grabbed another thing of old-fashioned Quaker rolled oats, 100% grain oats. So I grabbed another one of those. It says to either use old-fashioned or rolled oats. So I grabbed the old-fashioned because I couldn't find a small can or a medium can of rolled. Then I grabbed a head of cabbage. Now, I know I said that after eating so much cabbage while Alicia was here for the keto diet she was on, I would not want to touch another thing of cabbage. Well, there's a recipe that sounds really good, and it calls for a quarter wedge of cabbage. So I figured I'd try it. We were almost out of low sodium soy. So I grabbed that because there's 1 or 2 recipes that calls for a little bit of soy sauce. I only grabbed 1. I probably should have grabbed 2. I might grab another one while I'm at the other store. But they asked for, there's a lot of recipes that call for seedless English cucumber. I like cucumbers. And the recipe does not say cook. It just says sliced or diced in the recipe. It doesn't say anything about cooking. So I grabbed 1. I may grab another one. Now here's something that I haven't tried. And I don't know when the last time Jerry had pears. But one of the recipe calls for sliced pear. So I grabbed 1 because it was only 1 recipe asking for sliced pear. So I grabbed a sliced pear. I forgot to grab apples. I have to look for apples. So I grabbed a sliced pear. Yes, I've got more. Plenty more. Problem is I'm running out of space. Carrots. I have several recipes that call for either shredded or sliced carrot. Most of them are shredded. So I got a small bag of carrots. I have a couple recipes that call for either red and yellow peppers. So I grabbed a bag with three peppers, one yellow, 2 red. And then I grabbed something else. I know Jerry will eat these if for some reason I don't. But I have a handful of recipes that call for blueberries. So I grabbed one of the smallest pints that they had. What is this? 1 pint. Okay, yeah. Grab one of the smallest containers that they had as a pint. There's a couple of the morning or breakfast items that call for blueberries. Blueberries and one of the yogurts that you can't find here. I've never seen it here. So I figured I'd just use regular yogurt because it calls for, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm just going to spell it. SKYR yogurt or Cheater's yogurt. And basically what they say Cheater's yogurt is you basically take regular yogurt, a spoonful of regular yogurt, put it in a strainer with a cheesecloth in a bowl, set it in the refrigerator overnight, and then basically what that's supposed to do is it's supposed to drain out as much of the extra liquid in the yogurt. And that's basically your Cheater's yogurt, which is the closest thing you can find here in the States or make here in the States. So I figured I'd try try yogurt. Mom wanted hoagie rolls because we couldn't find any in the freezer. These rolls are for if she decides that she doesn't like what I'm eating, she can make herself some steakums, and she'll make steakums and freeze them, or not freeze them. Basically heat up the steakum meat, which is like really thinly sliced meat, usually like a beef, and then she'll melt provolone on that and take a hoagie roll and spread garlic butter on the hoagie roll, toast that, and there's her steakums. I got an 18 count thing of eggs because 1, we eat eggs a lot, and 2, eggs is, according to all my information, high in good protein. So let's see here. What else did I get down here? Fresh mint. There's a number of recipes that call for chopped fresh mint. It's a combination of a garnish, and mint's got a lot of good properties. I mean, you can make tea, you can make jellies, sauces, chocolates. It's good for seasoning on meats, fish, poultry, creamy vegetable soup, and steamed mild vegetables. It's also, one of the things they don't tell you on here, take a sprig of mint, a leaf of mint, and just chew it. It freshens your breath. It's a natural breath freshener, basically. Tidbits of information you may not have known. I got some frozen broccoli, frozen carrots, because broccoli and carrots, I like broccoli and carrots. Mom likes broccoli and carrots. You can do a lot of different things with either or. You can add a cream sauce. You can, or not a cream sauce, cheese sauce. You can probably add like a white sauce. The carrots, you can glaze them. Some people will use honey. Some people will use maple syrup. And I found that maple syrup, there's two types of maple syrup. There is the pure maple syrup, and then there's the artificial flavored maple syrup. The artificial maple syrup, take it off your diet. It's loaded with artificial stuff, and it's not good for you. So if you want to use maple syrup for anything, breakfast, pancakes, whatever, go for the pure maple syrup. A block of Swiss cheese, because there's a couple dishes that ask for Swiss cheese. I have to go, excuse me. I have to go and get a block of Parmesan and a block of Romano, or is it Pecorino? One of the two. I have to look at my shopping list. Mom requested some cleaning supplies, which is basically like Brillo and Scotch-Brite. I'm not going to worry about showing those. That's not important. They were just things that Mom wanted because that's what she prefers to use to clean. I'm trying not to let her do that, but that's fine if she wants to clean dishes and whatnot. I can't stop her. And the last thing I got, which is probably the most unhealthy thing that I got on my list today, was 3 2-liter bottles of Mountain Dew. Now, I used to get like a couple 6-packs or 12-packs of canned. The reason why I got the 2 liters is mostly to control how much I drink. Because if I can take one of my Travis mugs or sports, whatever you want to call these bottles, and I'll fill that up, and I will drink that slowly. And once I'm done with that one bottle, I'm done for the day. The rest of the day, I will drink water. I'm starting to drink water, even here at the house, which is going to be a shocker to Jerry, because normally I don't. This is with the shopping list. I keep it for financial purposes, budgeting, whatever. But no, I mean, to be honest with you, I woke up one morning after Jerry's birthday, while everybody was still here, and I went, even though the keto diet is tearing up my gut, and all that fun jazz, I woke up and I realized, you know what? I feel a little bit more energized. I feel like I eat one serving and I'm full, instead of eating until I'm stuffed. And that's a no-no. You're supposed to eat until you're satisfied, not till you're stuffed. That in a factor, I think it was, a combination of I was eating healthy. I had less stress because I wasn't working at Casey's anymore, and I wasn't even working at the time. I was in between jobs. I had actually gotten hired about a day or so before everybody left, and I started a day after they left. They went back to, everybody but Lisa went home, and I felt better. I was feeling better. Granted, like I said, my stomach was being torn up. And I read in the Nordic Way book towards the end, before the recipe started, that give it 4 weeks, do their diet plan, their meal plan for 4 weeks. One, to help you get used to the meal plans or the planning of the meals. You don't have to eat their foods exactly. And they even said I can mix and match. I don't have to follow their plan exactly. I can take one day and switch it for a different day. But they wanted me to do a 4-week, a 4-week trial period, basically. So basically, they wanted to give it 4 weeks because they said during that time frame that you'll go through various changes. Sorry, my back of my throat starting to get scratchy. You'll go through various changes between your basically your body going through a cleanse because you've had way too much junk basically in your system. There'll be days where you feel low energy or lethargic, or your body is going through the changes to become healthier. It's I don't know if you say reintroducing yourself to a better living or better lifestyle, or what the deal is. But they did give forewarnings to the fact that you can feel nausea, you can have diarrhea, you can feel tired and whatnot. And I just kind of went, well, if that's what I have to go through, which is kind of like what I was kind of going through with Alicia's keto diet, then okay, so be it. If at the end of the 4 weeks things haven't straightened up or gotten to a regular health type situation, because you are supposed to, according to medical science, you're supposed to have at least one bowel movement a day. And, well, I haven't had one bowel movement a day in a long time. I've either had a full day of letting it all out, or I'm bound up for weeks on end, which is not good. It's not healthy, because that means there's a lot of nastiness going on in your intestinal tract. So I'm willing to push through it. I mean, as long as it does not interfere with my job, I'm willing to push through it. I'm willing to try it, let it do its thing and whatnot. My glasses are kind of cockeyed. So it is what it is, and I'm like, if this is what I have to go through for a week or so, or a month to get back on track, so be it. Let it happen. I mean, it just means that I'm becoming healthier. So I've got to stop this video so I can put some of this stuff away before I get meltdown. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some insight and ideas for healthier foods. I will continue with updates and, talk about the foods I eat. I might even do a cook with me on days that I'm off, that I can focus on trying to cook the foods while talking. It will be life is an adventure, but it will be an interesting take, or an interesting adventure. Because the tuna is a fresh food item, I don't know if I should freeze it or not. I don't know what its shelf life is. So does it have a expiration? Yeah, it says used by the 7th. Today is the 2nd. Let's see if I can reach my meal plan for the week and see what day I'm having it. The salmon, because if I'm going to eat the salmon within a day or two, salmon is going to be Tuesday. That's basically 2 days away. Yeah, I'll just stick it in the refrigerator instead of freezing it. But everything else has to go in the freezer, cold stuff for the most part. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Any questions or comments, put it in the comment box, and I will try to address it to the best of my ability. Excuse me, I've got the burps. If you're new to my channel and you want to hear more, or you went back and watched some of my older videos and decided that you want to join, click on the subscribe button. A little bell will pop up and YouTube will let you know when I put in a new video once you've become a member. And until next time, have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.